All right, our tier list today is going to be Invincible Elon support. So last time, Ate, we did The Boys, and I was going to do A Boys again with more, other characters, and then John suggested Invincible. So that's perfect. We're talking about it now. So we've got the tier list broken up into a few categories here on how likely these characters would be to support Elon Musk. Very pro-Elon, kind of pro-Elon, very anti-Elon, kind of anti-Elon, or would these characters do the right thing with Elon Musk?
I know exactly what you mean.
Well, I'm not saying what
we don't know what we mean. It could be.
Yeah.
I know what I mean. Shit, I'll be honest with you. I know exactly what the fuck I mean.
Now, what that is subjective. It's up to the audience. Who knows? But all right, we'll start. So we'll start with Ate here. Do you think Machine Head, where would he be in his support of Elon Musk? Where do you think?
I know where your family lives. Probably. I'm thinking kind of pro Elon. And the reason I'm saying that is because Machine Head is a dickhead. And I don't know. I just don't see him being on the right side of any movement. Even if he's not, I wouldn't even think he'd involve himself within the political realm. That's not his bag. But I think he would be pro Elon because he's pro capitalism. He's pro unfiltered, unregulated, what I'm saying, doing whatever you want. I think he's in his own way just as much of an asshole as Elon Musk, and I don't think he has any sense of honor, respect, or any shred of decency. I think he's one of the funniest characters in the show, but he's probably the most openly unscrupulously villainous. So yeah, I'm putting him kind of pro Elon.
Destructo Jugo just dragging Machine Head.
I'm hating on him.
What do you think?
So I agree with everything Ante just said, but and because of that, Machine Head is one of my favorite.
Yes, dude, he's so funny.
Series. There are better characters, more nuanced characters, but just every moment Machine Head is on the screen is a moment of pure joy. Every clip is funny. He's interesting to contemplate as a villain. I love him, and I'm very excited that they kind of brought him back in season 3. But anyway, he's very pro Elon. Elon's exactly the kind of guy Machine Head wants in power, someone to distract the masses so he can just manipulate everything in the background. Machine Head loves corruption. Elon Musk very pro corruption. They would work very well. Machine Head would spend some money lobbying for Elon. They would just wash each other's hands very nicely.
Correct. All right. So I am putting Machine Head in the very pro Elon Musk category. Not only because his corruption and his evil, whatever. He has a machine head. This is perfect for Elon Musk.
You're right. Elon Musk would love Machine Head even more than Machine Head.
Elon Musk would go out of his way to track down Machine Head. It is stumble and mutter his way through explaining why this is. Yeah, you finally actually have a successful engineering project, and I really want to get you on my team here. So yeah, and then he's got the cool voice and everything. Absolutely, I love Machine Head. I love every scene that he's in, and just like Elon Musk has no business being in his position of power and authority, Machine Head has no business being such a good character. If you just told me about this person, I was like, that sounds stupid. But I watch it, I'm like, holy shit, this is amazing. This is incredible.
I also love, just to say, the naming convention is Invincible. Machine Head, such a dumb fucking name. It's almost like they intentionally give them the dumbest, least nuanced names possible to juxtapose how well built the characters are.
Yeah, that's because there are some great names, like Duplicate, incredible. But
also dumb as shit. Also corny and dumb as shit.
Duplicate's great. No.
Damn, this is a tough one.
Duplicate is a great name.
Duplicate is clever. I'm sorry.
Duplicate is clever.
It's clever, but it's cheesy.
It's not. It is a little cheesy. It's on the nose. Multi-Paul is far more on the nose, though. That's crazy. That is a cheesy bad name. But Duplicate, I think, is.
And then, but because then you got Monster Girl. You didn't even try. You didn't even fucking try. I like some work being put into these names or whatever. But okay, now we'll go over to our man Cecil. What do you think, John?
Would do the right thing. Would do 100%. Cecil cannot. Someone who would be that destructive to the revenue systems of the U.S. government, Cecil would do the right thing. There's no way that he would allow someone to interfere with his revenue streams like that. It's
oh
over.
yeah, I
you
can
can
agree.
interpret it however you want. I don't know if he could destroy Elon in any which way. He would just take him off the board as soon as he became
I
a
couldn't
problem.
agree more.
All right.
Cecil.
So wait. Well, we'll get to you. We'll get to Ate. We're gonna roll through. So all right. You'll have the final say. Ate, you'll decide where Cecil goes here. So I disagree, John. I think Cecil would work with far worse people than Elon Musk. Well, maybe not far worse.
Well, he works with worse people. He work with more competent, morally worse people. Elon is incompetent. That's why he would not be useful.
You're telling me Mark Grayson is competent? Like, I mean,
he's powerful. He's powerful. Elon is neither competent or powerful.
So I would put Cecil in the kind of pro Elon. He wouldn't be a fan of his, but he's like, okay, the guy's got billions of dollars. I'm gonna make use of this.
Wait, before TJ, did you mess up the very and kinda anti-Elon?
I saw that.
You go very pro Elon, kind of pro Elon, very anti Elon, kind of anti Elon, dude. The scale doesn't work here. TJ.
Wait, what do you mean? Very pro Elon,
very and kinda should be switched.
Yeah, they should be
from like most pro Elon to least pro Elon.
And
yeah.
Okay. No, I didn't. Okay. Well.
Anyway, you fucked up.
Wait, what do you mean? So it should be like very
oh my god, he doesn't get it.
Kind of pro Elon, very anti Elon, kind of. What do you mean? I don't
This is a scale from 1 to 10. Most pro Elon to least pro Elon. That you have
five,
it back.
Five should be in the middle, not at the end.
Yeah,
because if kinda anti Elon is like number 5, and very pro Elon is number 10, and very anti Elon is number 1, then 5 should be in the middle, not towards
change the list, fellas. Let's go. Hey, fuck it. It's staying. All right. What do you got for us, Ate?
Fuck. I was really gonna say that he would be anti Elon, but then I remembered. Cecil is the CIA. You know what I mean? Like, he's the CIA, he's the Department of Homeland Defense, he's all these agencies rolled into one. And if there was a politician like Elon Musk in the Invincible universe that said, I am going to go through all these agencies and see where all this money's going, Cecil would have had him disappeared by the next business day. Come on now. He would do the right thing. That's my stance.
He is changing it. We got
because ain't no way he folded. Ain't no way some random fucking rich guy is gonna come up and start checking the receipts on Cecil's purchases. Do you have any idea how much those teleporters cost? You think he wants anybody finding out?
Right?
Hell no.
Again, I don't think he wouldn't just Elon, he would give him a nice retirement package to go off somewhere and disappear. He would take care of him in whatever way you want to take
the right way,
but he would be taken care of.
Okay. I would be remiss not to point out, someone do a blood test on Conservatory of the Ozarks to see if she's human or Viltrumite. She's like, no corruption guaranteed under Viltrumite rule. And
hell no.
Starting a chance, Viltrumite.
Viltrumite.
That's great. All right.
This is becoming a pro Viltrumite podcast.
I mean, I did
She's having like a rally in the comments.
We wear just big red O's on our shirts from now on. All right. So, all right. Speaking of Viltrumites, let's go with Mark Grayson. Now, Invincible here. I hate to say it. I hate to say this, but I think Invincible would be kind of pro Elon.
Yes,
now,
100%. You're right.
Not because I think Invincible is a bad guy. I don't think that he has like malicious intent, but as mentioned, incredibly stupid. Like, the one part of the show that does irritate me is how dumb Mark is. Now I get it; he's like 19 or 18 or something. He's a young man, and he has superpowers. He's got a complicated life. I was pretty dumb when I was 18 or 19, just like everybody else. Mark seems exceptionally stupid, which might make the show work. But Mark has a hard time doing the right thing, as we have seen. And so whatever that might be, but I don't think he'd love Elon, but it could be easily fooled, I think, by Elon's lack of charm and money and everything. Probably a crypto dude. Well, what do you think, Ate?
I think you got a nail on the head. I think the only thing to add to that, Mark is an immature boy. He's not politically aware. I mean, he's written. The show isn't about politics, so obviously he's not written to be politically aware. But speaking of him as a real person, he's not politically aware. He doesn't really understand the way the world works beyond like his specific area of being a superhero and fighting bad guys. And to his, that's a detriment to his intelligence. And when it comes to like young men, young, hetero, Mark isn't white, he's half Asian, but like, sort of these type of guys, they're very easily like kind of swayed by Elon because they don't pay too much attention. You kind of have to be paying attention a lot of the times to see the bad stuff Elon does. But when you're not paying attention, you kind of see the stuff where it's like, oh, Elon is a tech billionaire that owns 3 companies and he's trying to colonize Mars and bring us to space. And he's got the electronic cars and those are cool, right? And oh my God, he smokes weed on the Joe Rogan podcast. Oh, he likes anime. That's crazy. You know what I mean? Like and Elon Musk has cultivated that personality for that exact reason, to appeal to people like Mark Grayson. And that's why I think it would work. I think Mark would be like, well, I don't really focus on politics, but from what I see, Elon Musk is pretty cool. That's
What do you think, John?
I think that if Mark Grayson personally knew Elon Musk, he'd be kind of anti-Elon just because he'd be like, this is such a bullshitter. I can obviously see that. But yeah, Mark Grayson wouldn't pay that much attention. And especially season 1 Mark Grayson, if he did know who Elon was, he'd be kind of pro. He wouldn't be very pro Elon. I do think just like, as you said, politically, he would be disaligned with Elon in this moment of time and have kind of a partisan bias against him. But season 1, Mark Grayson, 100% kind of pro Elon. Season 3, Mark Grayson wouldn't even give a shit about Elon, but he'd probably just have the same default view as season 1, Mark Grayson. Yeah. So yeah, kind of pro Elon, 100%.
Love it. Also, I want to Jaden Foster. Splode is a great name too. I love Splode. That's a good name too. All right, so I want to throw it there. All right, so we'll go over to Ate you'll start us off with Shapesmith. What do you think his political aspirations?
Every character just like such a great character. Just another great character in this show.
Really? Dude, fuck this guy. I don't even like. What do you mean, great character? Right, what has he offered you in the series? What does he do for you? He's had like 5 lines.
He makes me smile every time he opens his mouth.
Oh my fucking! John is just like, dude, everybody in this show is the best character I've ever seen. Dude, you gotta come on. Shapesmith, shapeshifter. He's listen. I'm putting him on the kind of pro Elon, and the reason I say this is because he's not human. He hasn't been on Earth for very long. He doesn't understand human culture, the nuances. He's just trying to fit in. And I think if he's scrolling social media, especially if he's scrolling X, and he's probably falling pretty deep into the alt-right pipeline, just because he's so inexperienced with humanity, and he kind of just end up thinking Elon's cool. He's Elon's quirky, he's weird, just like Shapes. Like they're damn near kind of similar in how uncool they are. So I think they are. So I think he'd be kind of pro Elon, like not very pro Elon, but yeah.
I would agree with you to the extent that I would say that he would maybe even be very pro Elon. Like depending on how much exposure he's had to Elon Musk is all that matters in the difference between kinda and very. The more exposure he has, the more he would like him. He is what Shapesmith aspires to be. Someone who clearly cannot communicate like a human being, and yet for some reason is beloved by many humans anyway. He would start to look like Elon Musk over the different episodes if Elon Musk existed in the Invincible universe. I wouldn't say he's as pro as Machine Head because I just don't think Shapesmith is capable of holding strong opinions, but I would be willing to put him in the very pro Elon.
All right, so this is mine again. I am going to put Shapesmith, my executive decision, very pro Elon is where Shapesmith is going, folks. And I'll tell you why. Because you guys are correct. Like Elon Musk, Shapesmith is a bumbling, stuttering fuckhead prick and, can't fit in with society, really goofy, somehow finds himself in a powerful position despite his best efforts to be a complete moron. But like Machine Head, Elon Musk would seek this guy out because he's from Mars. Elon would be all
Oh my God, you're right.
He would be all over it. Right?
You're right.
Man, I would hold my breath hoping none of you guys would mention that. I was like, Elon would make a beeline for Shapesmith. And man. And so as dumb as Shapesmith is, he's like, oh, this powerful human is my best friend. He would be pro Elon. Like he'd be the biggest Elon cheerleader on the planet. Yeah, so that's what I'm going with. All right. So, John, it's your turn for Nolan Grayson, Omni-Man, my hero. What you got for us, John?
God, I'm realizing that we're almost out of time. I will spend the rest of the night doing this tier list. I love it so much.
I swear to God, dude, I don't even care. Let's just get through it.
I don't think this one's going to take very long. Do the right thing, 100%. He wouldn't even like Elon would annoy him instantly, and he'd just murder him on the spot. There wouldn't even need to be that much of an ideological reason behind it. It would just be that Elon Musk would try to be best friends with Omni-Man, and Omni-Man would that
would piss him off.
It'd be just piss him off. Be like, you weak piece of shit, get the fuck out of my face.
Yeah, I agree with John. I would put Omni-Man right there next to Cecil. Like I can just see Omni-Man being introduced to Elon Musk as like, are you serious? Are you kidding me? Like, this is what you guys have to offer. Like, this is gonna be easier than I thought. Out of sheer annoyance, like no philosophical or academic reason. Is like, no, I just want to turn this guy into a greasy smear on the pavement as quickly as I can. Well, what do you think, Ate?
This is a toughie. This is a toughie because I can present arguments for both. Because like you guys are saying, he would very easily be annoyed of him. However, I think we are forgetting the fact that our boy Omni-Man is on his redemption arc and he's learning to control his temper. And I don't think season 3 Omni-Man would kill a human being if he didn't have a reason to do it, after all that.
Actually, no, you're right. You're actually 100% right here that Omni-Man would be about to do it. And then Mark would be like, no, bro, Elon's cool. And he would save Elon's life.
He'd be like, okay, son. He'd be like, okay, son, you're right. As far as
you get the final say. You get the final say. You can place him wherever you want.
Oh, as far as being pro Elon, could I see him being pro Elon? Fuck no. I really can't. I think it's kind of anti Elon, just kind of like Nolan doesn't seem like the type of person, right wing, left wing, whatever, to really bother himself with human politics. Like that would be something that feels so beneath him. I think even like end of story, like Omni-Man still wouldn't care enough about human beings to like really care about their political figures. And so if he saw Omni-Man on the news, if he saw Elon on the news, he'd probably be like, wow, that guy seems like an asshole. And that's
it really depends on the amount of exposure that Omni-Man has. He'd obviously be anti. The extent to it is how much he is personally annoyed on.
Probably.
Yeah.
I don't see him getting very anti anything though. I don't know. I just don't think he's.
I think he would be like, Elon would explain his utopian vision for Earth, and he would be fucking insulted. He goes, no, I have a utopian vision for Earth, and you're telling me your ridiculous shit. It would bother him. All right, so I'll get started here with Robot. And you know what? One of the worst feelings I had in season 3, maybe in the whole show, was R.I.P. Rex Splode, real one. I loved me some Rex. And at Rex's funeral, seeing robots who already stole Rex's body, saying, I'm going to honor Rex by taking his name. What the fuck is wrong with you? That is creepy as hell.
It's very creepy.
I hate that so much. And so the fact that Robot is clearly obsessed with machines like Elon Musk, and a weird like sex creep and playing God with the whole human bodies thing, I think he's pro Elon. I know he's smarter than him and everything, but I think that the weirdness and the obsession with technology, him actually being good at it, I'm going pro Elon. What do you think, Ate?
One thing, side note, gang, y'all, Robot, I love Robot so much. He's like, later on in the story, he becomes such a significant part
of
the Invincible storyline in such a huge way, and the discussions that will be had on his character, I think will be more interesting than any discussions on any character. Yeah, and I think it'll start like within the next season. But that's just my little tidbit. As far as where he stands, I gotta disagree, big brother. He's very anti-Elon because to me, Robot is about structure. He does not like chaotic elements. And I guess I'm speaking on his character like as I know it, from finishing the story. He's a character that is very, he likes to be particular about the structured way things should work. I think that's essential to his character. And Elon is too much of a loose cannon, dude. He's too unpredictable. He's too neurotic. He's too weird. Rudy's weird, Rudy Rex. I don't know what the fuck this guy's name is. Robot's weird. But Elon Musk is like 5 different things on top of being weird, though. Like, he's not just weird. You know what I mean? Like, he's also weird and also dumb and also unpredictable and also dangerous. And I think those things would make Robot anti-Elon.
All right.
I have a question for you. Does he change his name to Rex in the comics?
Yes.
Okay.
Well,
No more of that. But I just
he said no more of that.
That scene, they played it very straight. They played it like it was an incredibly weird thing to do.
Yeah, they did.
And I feel like that's going to come back to us. But I don't want any spoil. But Robot's
I'm not going to say anything.
Character because he's very smart with a very flawed understanding of humanity, and yet tries to do his best to understand it. And that turns him into a very interesting character. When he had the thing where he would like they had the conflict and they had the separation of the Guardians, and he left, and I think it was
Bulletproof. Bulletproof asked, like,
was it Bulletproof who asked him? Yeah, Bulletproof asked him. He's like, is it because of the girl? And he's like, I mean, kind of, but Mark is the most powerful being on the planet.
Yeah,
and I'm gonna side with that guy. If shit goes down, I want to be on his side. And it was like, oh shit, this is still the cold, hard fucking robot.
This is some Game of Thrones shit.
But yeah, I got to agree with you, Ate. Very anti-Elon. Here's the thing, TJ. Like we said with a lot of these characters, it does kind of come down to how much exposure is there to Elon. But Elon would have a fucking hard on for Robot. Elon would be up Robot's ass every fucking day of the week.
And Robot
even more so than the other two, probably. He's literally Iron. And
I agree.
And so he would just be so annoyed by Elon. Even if like he didn't really care about him, there's just no avoiding him for a Robot. So yeah, he'd be very anti.
I think it could go either way. I think as far as Elon's relationship with Robot being, I think Elon, like I said, is so insecure that, he's built his entire personal brand on being like this smart, like being the real life Iron Man, being this super genius that invented SpaceX and invented Tesla and invented, all these other, tech companies, right? The tech company, super genius, eccentric billionaire. And I think an actual genius like Robot would actually threaten him and, make him despise him. I think,
and then Elon would try to hurt him, and then Robot would
try to.
He wouldn't do the right thing, but he would make sure that he didn't get annoyed anymore.
All right. So let's go. Ate, you're up with Oliver Grayson.
Is this even a question, bro? Put that little boy in very pro Elon right fucking now.
All right. Why do you say so? What's your
what? That is the most young fascist I've ever seen. I like
an Elon super fan. It would be him.
It would be Omni Boy. It would be Omni Boy to the max. Oh my god, he is the alt-right pipeline. Like that kid is like. I don't know if you guys have seen Adolescence, but he's like
Mark kept telling us to watch it last time.
You guys haven't seen Adolescence?
No. Is it good, Ate? Tell me
what the fuck is
good. I'll watch it.
Sounds like it's good.
I think it's one of the most important limited series I think I've seen in a very long time. And this is like a slight tangent, but I kind of want to like give a quick sales pitch for you guys to check it out as soon as you can. It explores, and it's the first series or movie or anything of its type to explore the effects of the manosphere on the young generation in such a nuanced and such an emotionally heavy way. Like it's not about knife crimes, it's not about murder. It's like about this young boy in the UK who stabs his female classmate to death. And as you go through these episodes, you unpack the psychology of why Jamie, the boy's name, why Jamie did what he did, the psychology of how the manosphere, how the Andrew Tate sort of red pill, hypermasculine ideology has infected his growing mind, and how it's sort of contorted and warped his perception of women, his perception of masculinity, his perception of himself, and how all of those things culminate in that act of violence. And not only that, how it destroys his family. There's this episode, the fourth episode. It's only 4 episodes long. Each episode is 1 hour, so it's like you can get through it in like a day or two. And the fourth episode, centers on his father and their family 13 months after the son has been, arrested for the murder. and it's one of the most emotional episodes. It really, really is like. It broke me, dude. It was really, really like a deep show. So highly recommend you guys watch it.
I'll be honest, I respect your opinion.
I appreciate that. This kid is going towards pro Elon. Put him there right now.
Well, John's up. Well, what do you think, John?
Very, very pro Elon. Like it's actually shocking to me because like I didn't really think too much about this before we started the show, but like if you were to just like knee jerk reaction, we did The Boys and we did Invincible, and you were to say which one would have more pro Elon people, I would say The Boys. The Boys had very little pro Elon people. This one, Invincible, is just stacked with pro Elon.
Yeah, there's a few of them.
I think Omni Boy would be more pro Elon than Machine Head. I honestly think he'd
than anybody else.
Right there in the
most pro Elon. He's the target audience.
I gotta agree with you guys. Very pro Elon, and like even if he was on the
put him in first, TJ. He's gotta be in first.
So even like if there was any question, he would find out that Mark is pro. He's okay, all right, cool. I'm on the right track.
Exactly,
now.
yeah.
I'm
on the
right
right
track. Yeah,
yeah, that'd be the one thing that would stop him. But Mark, as we said, would be kind of pro Elon.
He would be kind of pro Elon.
All right. So John, you're up next with our boy Rex. R.I.P. to a real one. Rex Splode. Where are we putting him?
It depends on what Rex. Rex could be anywhere on this chart, depending on what point in his arc we're at. In season 3, Rex would be kind of anti-Elon, I think. Or maybe even very anti-Elon, but
I think he'd do the right thing. That's right.
Well, we gotta wait. You get to choose. I'll tell you.
I would preempt that discussion by saying I don't think Rex would have the time or energy or desire to do. Like, I don't think they wouldn't be in each other's circles. Rex doesn't go out of his way to save the world. Like that's not what.
True.
Right? He's not out there seeking righteous vengeance. That's just not Rex's cup of tea. If there was a situation where like Rex could do the right thing and it was like the right thing to do in the time, Rex would do it. I just don't see that situation popping up. When Rex was Omniboy's age, very pro Elon. Rex at the end of season 3, very anti Elon. That's where I would put him.
I would put Rex at kinda anti Elon. That's where I put him because I could see I agree with John that early in Rex's career. He would have, he's not a big fan of, powerful government, but he's like, hey, this is what I got to work for and everything. So I could see him, just tagging along. It's like, oh, this Elon guy. But as he matures and got older, I think Rex is not a great guy, but he has a good heart. So, like, he means to do right. And so I would have him waffling in the kind of pro Elon, kind of anti Elon thing. I think by the end, I would put Rex in the kind of anti Elon. Like, what do you think, Ate? You get the final
I think so too. I think he wouldn't be very anti-Elon because I just don't think he'd care enough to be very anti-Elon. I put him in the kind of anti-Elon because I think Rex would think Elon is a fucking dweeb. You know what I mean?
Like that's a good point. Great point.
Ultimately, that's what it is. Rex is a cool guy, you know, and he's a very self-assured person. Like he knows he's a douchebag. And also like being a reformed piece of shit himself, I think he can tell when a person is a genuine piece of shit,
Yes.
And I think he would just look at Elon like this guy is a fucking loser.
Damn it. That's the best point anyone's made this entire discussion. Rex would immediately reject Elon for being a fucking nerd. That's why I get like a fucking loser. He's like, nerd. No, like, are you kidding me? Like on principle, I gotta be against this guy. That is Rex. If there's one thing Rex is, he's cool, right? Like,
he's cool.
I totally agree. All right, last but certainly not least,
before we get to, because you obviously left him for last first, but we had a request.
Oh sure.
Who said it? Shit. Oh, can't believe Kobe said it. Can't believe you didn't put Battle Beast in this.
That's true. I forgot about my man.
Where would Battle Beast be?
Okay.
But my thing is, he wouldn't be in it. He wouldn't give it. Like Elon wouldn't exist in his mind. If Elon can't hurt him, he doesn't care about him. Like that's kind of Battle Beast thing.
If Elon can't shoot the fade, then
I didn't find Battle Beast to be a terribly interesting person to put on this list.
Yeah,
don't disrespect my man.
I love Battle Beast. He just wouldn't give a shit about Elon Musk.
Yeah, it's already questionable how much the people on this list would care about human politics or whatever.
Yeah,
if anyone in the show would not give a fuck about human politics, it'd be Battle Beast, right?
It'd be Battle Beast. That's true.
Yeah, can't imagine him caring. Now, this character does care about human politics with the Immortal. Now, I see a lot of memes about the Immortal and about him being a bitch, and those kind of annoy me. They do, because listen, I mean, not as like a character, but like his power levels. Like, Immortal's a strong character. He just gets his ass kicked by Viltrumites and shit. Okay, all right. Well, what do you expect him to do against Omni-Man and Invincible and everything? So
I can't agree with that. Come on now.
Okay, well, I mean,
during the Invincible War, everybody was putting in work. Everybody was putting in work. Omni-Boy, even Powerplex got to smoke. Rex Splode, even at the cost of his life, sure. But Immortal can't even die, and he wasn't even willing to sacrifice his life to take one out.
I don't know. Like losing to a Viltrumite doesn't seem like a bitch move to me. Like, I don't care who you are, right? That just
I don't know.
So, all right. Well, this isn't about how strong he is, but like, I can't imagine Abraham Lincoln being a fan of Elon Musk. I refuse to accept it. I just can't. I just don't see that happening. I think that I think I'd put Immortal in the very anti-Elon category. What do you think, Ate?
It's funny that you say you refuse to accept that Abraham Lincoln would be pro Elon. I refuse to accept that Immortal was Abraham Lincoln because Immortal was a bitch, and Abraham Lincoln was canonically not a bitch.
Abraham Lincoln ain't no bitch.
It was not a bitch. True.
It was not a bitch. So I know that's like it's canon that Immortal was Abe Lincoln, but damn, bro, that's so disrespectful to Abe Lincoln. God fucking damn it. But I agree. Like if this character, I think. And I'm not going to go based on my perception of Abe Lincoln. I'm going to go based on what I've seen of Immortal. Do I think he'd be pro or anti-Elon? I think it's a toughie. I think he would be kind of pro,
okay,
Elon, a little bit pro. And I can't exactly. This is the only one where I'm just going based off vibes, and maybe it's because I really don't fucking like Immortal, but I can't explain this to you in a way that makes logical sense other than saying, I don't know, his vibes give me like, I think he would be like, oh, this Elon Musk guy, he's got some interesting things to say. I don't agree with his approach, but, I think he's commendable for wanting to, colonize Mars, save the world. I think he's built a very good Indian. I just feel like Immortal is a very old-fashioned type of guy that wouldn't be ecstatic about how Elon Musk presents himself, but would still respect his accomplishments and like his stated goals.
Okay, John, you get the final say.
Yeah. So when I first started thinking about this, I was like, I feel like Immortal wouldn't really give a shit about Elon. I feel like it wouldn't really matter to him. But the more I think about Immortal and his just general ideology and worldview, it's hard to say Immortal is a fascist because Immortal doesn't like hate, and he doesn't hate the bottom of the hierarchy, but he fucking respects the top of the hierarchy.
Yes,
he's a very hierarchical worldview.
He's a bootlicker.
Cozies up. He's a bootlicker.
Yeah,
cozies up to Cecil. For that explicit reason. There's really no reason that Immortal does what he does other than he feels a sense of like, I need to submit to this authority. And eventually he creates a fucking authoritarian monarchy of the entire world, which is also why I say his power level, I think, is smaller than it eventually becomes. Like he becomes much more powerful and then becomes much less powerful when Mark kills him. But like, he's only going to get more powerful. I don't think he's a bitch. Like he just kind of is a dickhead more so. Like I don't know. Like he'll throw hands. He has no problem with that. He's not really in it for any good reasons. He just kind of likes generally having this power structure in place. He'd be kind of pro Elon.
All right.
He'd be kind of pro Elon for reasons that are different than anyone else in the pro Elon side of this tier list. But it's fascists of a feather flock together.
All right. All right. Good stuff. This is like our most evenly spaced tier list I think we've had, John. This is a good one. Yeah, this is pretty healthy. Usually we have like one or two that are like way higher than the others or something like that. A couple zeros. But all right, good stuff. All right.
I'm proud of this.
All right, let's wrap it up. That was a great episode. We ran really late, but it was well worth it.
That was a great episode. Thank you guys for being here. Depending on which episode you just watched, I probably already told you to like and subscribe. So if that is the case, well, go get someone else to do it because we got to expand this audience somehow. If you liked Destructo Hugo, our good friend Ate, you've probably seen him before on this show. If you haven't, bad on you because you didn't like and subscribe. But if you would like to see more of him, Destructo, where can they find you?
As usual, you can find me on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram at all the handles. Destructo Jugo, one word, 2 U's. Yeah, I'm definitely expanding more into making more content on YouTube. I say that every time, and I still have not like dropped a new YouTube. Dude, I've been writing for months, but it is coming. It is coming. I got a couple coming, and I'm also getting into, if you guys have noticed, like more like sort of mini video essays. The Doomsday MCU Avengers Doomsday was like the first of a new type of video that I'm going to be making sort of my main focus, which is just like 2 to 4 minute short video essays about particular topics. Check out my one about warfare, about Alex Garland's Warfare. I dropped it today. I want to see what you guys think about my opinion on that. But yeah, thanks for having me. And that's where you can find me.
Fantastic. We love it so much. Thank you so much, Ate. Folks, we don't care if you're pro left wing, anti left wing, do the right thing and like and subscribe to this channel. We appreciate it. Catch you guys later. All right. Good times. Good game.